Session 379. Deleted. Now, with Ruber, we should work toward the development of contrasts, deep relaxation, and fast-hitting motions. Motions that induce a feeling of warmth. These need not be necessarily violent motions, but they will induce a feeling of freedom and spontaneity, and increase blood circulation. He should in his exercise imagine strenuous exercise, running very fast for example, until in his mind's eye his muscles are fully relaxed. Running until he feels himself out of breath, or dancing to the same degree. The system should be fully activated, you see, and flushed out through such activities. Now, strenuous exercise, not necessarily overdone, you understand, but strenuous exercise physically and imagined will in itself lead to the kind of deep relaxation that he also must learn now to achieve, and which is needed by the system. He is indeed too careful of his motions out of habit and fear of the consequences. Physical work or activity, almost indeed to the point of exhaustion, will be good for him, for the muscles will react with deep spontaneous relaxation. His imagined exploits should definitely include such vigorous pursuits with the accompanying relaxation. His physical day should include as much of this as possible. The rope jumping is a good idea from this standpoint. So is fast dancing and most physical activities. Running would be excellent. He can do more now physically than he realizes. You see, he should try jumping rope in his mind, and then perform physically. Running as quickly as he can up and down your staircases is another suggestion. I do not mean that he overdo, but he is doing none of these things. Let him use his arms and hands more. He has thought of returning to his habit of sitting on the floor. Let him begin doing so. The attempt and the willingness will bring results, and let him picture himself in these activities. I suggest the exercising images be executed in the time now given to the relaxation exercises, and replacing those in the book, Psycho-Cybernetics. Let him imagine himself performing varied vigorous activities until he is nearly exhausted. And then imagine the ensuing deep relaxation. He was right. There was too much passivity involved. This applies to him only. Now, give us a moment. Your own symptoms have been caused also by an inner indecision, a refusal to come to terms with yourself and your work. There was also an implied threat involved. You were trying to force yourself, and yet punish yourself. Your mother was in the background here. You were trying to punish yourself for not making more money as an artist, since you still felt her old demands. At the same time, you threatened yourself with the possibility of complete failure as an artist, almost in retaliation. You would not be a full-time commercial artist, regardless of any old demands, though you felt still somewhat guilty at your refusal. The tremor represented guilt here, but also a threat, for you thought, before I will do this full-time for money, my hand would fail. The tremor served two purposes in this respect. Your mother, incidentally, has largely given up focusing upon your artistic career in any way. She now simply wishes, as Ruber knows, that you had taken up another profession. Rob note, and as I know now. Seth said, she does not understand your goals. To her, they are non-goals, for money is the basic one to her. The magic charm which in her mind makes all other benefits or comforts possible. She no longer considers your art either as a potential ally, as she did in earlier years, nor even as a threat, as she did in later years. It is simply a portion of you that she does not understand. To her, it is a weapon that you have to force money from others, and a weapon you will not use. The word weapon is important here, for she believes that money must be forced from some unfriendly source. On her part, you see, the demand has vanished. Your tremor was to this extent a response to the past. This does not mean that she does not consider such ideas now and then, but she is not actively concerned with them. Your exercise following the book should be much concerned with images of spontaneity, exhilaration, and freedom, the free flow of intuition. You should make the effort to speak before thinking on occasion. I did not recommend that Ruber particularly follow this suggested practice. Now, the exercise in spontaneity on your part will help to improve the hand condition, for you have been tampering here. As far as possible, take your conscious mind away from the condition. On occasion, imagine both hands in vigorous motion of one kind or another, until they become tired, and at complete rest. See them motionless and beautifully relaxed. Do not overstress this exercise, however. Within your allotted time schedule, try to give yourself more freedom. Again, also speaking before thinking. Do not be afraid of making errors in your paintings, but trust your inner self. This will also help your hand. Your painting technique is excellent. Further important developments here will be intuitive flashes as to how the technique may be used. Trust yourself to plunge fully into large endeavors in your work, and do not be afraid of making errors. Ruber's be careful in nothing side, Rob noted on our whole door. Seth said has deep implications along these lines. You will be beautiful work, and your technique can be flawless. You know enough now, so that you do not need to be overly concerned with it on a conscious level. Now that it is developed, let the inner self-guide its use, and it will serve you as it was meant to serve your intuitive self. Now, this exercise will also help your intimate lives, particularly on Ruber's part, with the combination of vigorous motion and corresponding depth of relaxation. This is natural to him. Spontaneous exertion and relaxation, and he must again let it return. Give us a moment. Let me emphasize the author's point. State your goals. Do not be overly concerned with the methods by which they will be accomplished, however, for the inner self will take care of these methods. Be alert for intuitional signs and ideas however that come to you. Sometimes they may not appear to be directly concerned with your goals, but underneath, there may be connections that you cannot see on a conscious level. Now and again, do not overemphasize this next exercise, for the condition with the penis is after all but a symptom. Imagine it limp and soft, and then hard and straight, you see? The overall concentration should not be on ridding yourself of any particular symptom, but on directing yourself properly toward your goals. For this direction and proper focusing will automatically result in the disappearance of symptoms. While the exercises having to do with symptoms are good, they should not be overly emphasized, for your purpose must be much larger than the disappearance of any symptoms. Now, rubber, follow through on the program, but do not overly concerned on a conscious level. Give the inner self spontaneity and freedom to work out solutions. Leave your subconscious alone for now, just for a time, and let it rest. Your renewed work schedule will automatically refresh it, and it is already gathering more energy and vitality. You, Joseph, are doing well with your pendulum work, and your attitude is good. Let Ruber follow the program faithfully, yet with a more carefree attitude toward it, with a more relaxed attitude. He should reread the book, yet in his free moments, he need not concentrate upon the program. Follow the suggestions and let it rest. Now, do you have questions? Ralph said, they deal with symptoms, so maybe we had better forget them now. When are we going to get started on some more theoretical material? Seth said, I have been dealing with our present material at your request. Ralph said, I know it. Seth said, and because you needed it. At our next session, we can have some theoretical material, and I shall add any other personal information that I think necessary. It is a good idea, however, for you to request such personal information. Rob said, I guess we'll always be doing that. Seth said, I will then close our session. You should also follow the program outlined in the book. If you find it difficult to take a half hour for each exercise, then take what you can, but do each exercise. My heartiest wishes to you both. My congratulations on your progress. Ralph said, good night, Seth.